Time is X minus 10, 9,
Yeah.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Give up, yeah. I say, oh, girl, you're something else. You make my knees go weak and my heart melt. You threw the towel in the ring, then I rang the bell. I said, you knocked me out, girl, you're something else. I said, oh, girl, you're something else. You make my knees go weak and my heart melt. You threw the towel in the ring, then I rang the bell. I said, you knocked me out, girl, you're something else.
Welcome to the Satellites Podcast Live. Tonight's guest star, Aubrey Christine Trujillo, Sadie Katz, and Sarah French. Broadcasting from El Paso, Texas tonight with the El Paso Youth Symphony Orchestra is your host, Jerry G. Angelo.
Claro que sí, damas y caballeros, bienvenidos aquí al Paso, Texas. Yo soy su anfitrión, Jerry Angelo, y aquí conmigo se encuentra
Aubrey Trujillo.
Sí, estamos aquí transmitiendo desde el Paso, Texas, como les decimos, para el, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo te dije que se llamaba?
Maestro.
No, el cohete porcino, producciones del cohete porcino, RokitPig Productions, producciones del cohete porcino, del maestro loco que salva la Navidad, in Spanish, for all you. For y'all.
Yeah, yeah, Corey.
How was that?
That's so good. Yeah, no, it's great.
Scooter, what are you doing, man?
I think they found me. They
Get
found
out of
me.
here.
Okay, ni modo,
Get out of
bye.
here. What the heck, man? Jeez. I swear that guy's been trying to take my spot the whole time. All right. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for rescuing me.
So here's Aubrey Trujillo. She's going to be our co-host since we are on location at Star Central Studios here in El Paso, Texas. We are with executive producer Gilbert Jorgensen, and we are producing a Mad Maestro Saves Christmas here at the studios. And basically, so Maestro is a dear friend of mine, and he's a conductor, and he has the El Paso Youth Symphony. And I've been friends with him for a long time. And you guys that know American Warfighter, you got to experience the incredible time that we got to spend together doing Leave the Light On, which was also written and performed originally by David Paratiaco, which was my dear friend, who also did all the music that you guys hear at the beginning and end, which you enjoy.
Very much.
Yeah, I think you're going to probably be singing something like that too at some point very soon.
So.
So we have a cool show that's going on. Oh, actually, yes, we have a great show. So we have Aubrey Trujillo. She's a professional opera singer. We have Sadie Katz, who is a leading lady in film, and we also have Sarah French, who is also a leading lady in film. But they do so much more: producing, directing, writing, and so we're going to get to know them. But first, we're gonna have a little commercial about the Mad Maestro Saves Christmas. I'll tell you a little bit more about what's happening. It's a live event that we are doing here at the studios. It's gonna be really wacky and crazy, and I still don't know how we're gonna pull it off.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
It'll be a Christmas miracle.
Yes, but anyway, let's go ahead and check out our little spot that we have here.
KTSM and the El Paso Youth Symphony Orchestra presents the Mad Maestro Saves Christmas. It's been a blue Christmas, but Maestro, Phillip, Gabriel, Garcia, and EPYSO star musicians will bring the gift of music into your home Christmas morning at 5:30 a.m. on KTSM.
So that's cool. I like Maestro doing his little penguin dance. We also want to thank NBC and all the elves and all the Santa Claus people that are helping us out. What happens is, since it's been a very tough year, the Grinch has ultimately won Christmas for this year. But Santa, who's going to be played by an incredible leading Hollywood star, I can't disclose who he is yet, but he's going to be pretty depressed and down just because there's not much he can do as far as defeating wild hornets or murdering hornets and COVID-19?
The elves can't work in the shop because, of social distancing and, all of the new lockdown rules and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, Mad Maestro steps in and something magical starts to take place. And that will be left for all of you that get to watch the live streaming and all that. That'll
December
be
20th.
December 20th.
Uh-huh.
Cool. So anyway, we're going to jump into satellites. I want to thank Angelo Joseph, our producer, and I want to thank, we have so many incredible pieces. With RokitPig, we have Expansion, and we have Helium 3. So Helium 3 is our music label with all our music that we are working with talent. There's Helium 3, and we also have RokitPig, or we have Expansion. Here's Expansion. Dun, da, 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 da. Just kidding. Expansion. There's Expansion. And that's head by Angelo Joseph, and that is all the publicity, social media, marketing, everything across the board that has helped us launch to where we're at now. Let's see, what else do we got going on? There's so many different things. Okay, so Aubrey,
yes.
What are you doing? Where are you from? Who are you? For everyone in the rest of the world that hasn't met you yet.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Trujillo. I'm originally from Colorado. I'm in Los Angeles now. I got started in theater and opera and found my love for film through a number of different ways, and was recently in Jerry's film OBSCURA. So this was my first feature film. It was a blast. I cannot wait to see how it all turns out. There it is. Yeah. I got to be a leading lady. I got to tell a bunch of men what to do. I was a lieutenant and got the experience of a lifetime. Really, it was a lot of fun. So
you did a lot of training physically because it's a pretty intense role.
Yes. Yeah. I did a lot of physical training. I actually did some tactical rifle and pistol training as well to prepare for the role. So I really wanted to come on set and be as legit as possible, make it easier on all of the directors, and just so they didn't have to keep telling me how to hold my rifle or how to handle myself. I still got direction, which was amazing, but that was my goal, to come in prepared. So
yeah, and OBSCURA is we had a great time with our director Joe Lujan. We had Grant James is our director as well. Myself, we had a very unique situation because of COVID and all that, but we all came together and joined forces, and with Carcass Studios and Cool Red Star, and in the process, you had some great co-actors you worked with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Robert Lusardo was amazing and just kind of brought so much energy to every shot, to every scene.
Oh,
there he is.
So we're right here in the picture. Here we have David Robbins.
Amazing.
We have Ricky Sanchez plays Mustang. There's Robert Lusardo. We have Chris Calhoun, and then of course on the end there's Aubrey. Yeah,
that's part of the team. Part of the biker gang as well. Just really incredible people to work with. Everyone was so easy to work with, and also just very generous and giving on set and in front of the camera. So it was a really cool experience.
So where are you in your life as far as personally and in career wise? Like, where do you find yourself? And we kind of let the people who don't know you, like, are you in a great place, a little bit down, like kind of where are you?
Sure.
And then we want to know, just like how we transition, like from the beginning of our careers and through it, the successes and the challenges and the obstacles and stuff. So we're going to kind of get a little bit to know. Wow.
Sure. Well, I think this year for every performer has been challenging, to say the very least. I think we've all had to find new ways to create and perform, which has brought about some really cool things like OBSCURA.
Right. Well, one of the things that was interesting, because so Aubrey is a professional opera singer, and she was booked throughout the year with LA Opera.
LA Opera and a few other companies. Yeah. But
And she had a bunch of contracts, and because of COVID, as everyone in the entertainment business knows, everything pretty much got shut down for the majority of everything.
Yeah. It was a hard pill to swallow, but I think that everybody's been working hard to find new ways to make live performances happen. Oh, this is from Masterclass with the Gary Marshall Theater.
What's Gary Marshall Theater? Like, what does that mean to us?
Oh, sure. So there's this theater in Los Angeles. It used to be called the Falcon, and it's owned by the Marshall family. It was it was Gary Marshall's passion project. And so as the Falcon, he would put on a lot of live theater, like just all year round, beautiful shows. All of these A-list actors wanted to be in it because, it's Gary Marshall. So he passed away, and they turned the theater into a nonprofit, and it became his namesake. And then in 2017, we opened the theater in the inaugural production with his favorite show by Terrence McNally called Masterclass. And I think it's my favorite show. It's done so much for me. It was my second time getting to do the show. It's an operatic and theater show, so of course it hit two sweet spots for me. And so that's where the Gary Marshall comes from. And it's a beautiful little theater, maybe 70 seats total, and a wonderful tribute to an incredible man.
Wow. The
Yeah.
Gary Marshall Theater is in Burbank, in Toluca Lake, actually. It's actually near where I live, and it's across from Bob's Big Boy. I've never been there, and I've always wanted to. I was always curious about it, and so, getting to know you, I got to learn more about the Gary Marshall. I'd like to share a clip of some of your performances, and we're going to get to show. This is Aubrey performing, so. Wow, I don't know. You're singing in a couple different languages there.
Yeah.
What were they?
French and Italian.
And I'm sure you're saying something about how incredible Satellites was.
Of course, and RokitPig.
Absolutely.
That's
Even though we
exactly
probably
what I
didn't
said.
exist by that point, but no, that's very generous of you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what? There are some other clips. The first clip, there's a scene of her coming down the stairs, and I'm an actor for film and television. I don't know much about stage and theater, but you had mentioned the coming downstairs and singing and projecting to an entire audience. Like, there's a great challenge to that. It's not something that anyone can just pick up and do, right?
It is challenging. Opera, I always say, is like a marathon. It's kind of an Olympic event. So you have to be in pretty good shape, I think, to perform and be able to be physical on stage. Actually, that is one of my most favorite stories. So that first clip comes from the Ford Theater in Hollywood, which is an amphitheater. It's outdoors. So we did have microphones just to capture the sound so that the entire house could hear it. And as I was walking on stage for that scene, the John Williams was playing at the Hollywood Bowl just across the freeway. So I'm walking across into my spot, and I'm hearing John Williams play across the way, and the orchestra finishing out the scene prior in our theater as well. And it was just like one of the most magical experiences. So that just made me think of that. So,
John Williams, Star Wars?
Yeah.
And you're not a
yeah.
Star Wars fan at all, right?
I love Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
In fact, that scooter guy that was sitting here, he looks like that one Jabba the Hutt character's little friend. What's his name? Sniggly Snipe or something? Or Ferocious Friggly?
If I'm not that big of a
Farquaad?
Star Wars fan, I don't know his name.
We have some friends here in the studio that are mouthing off. I'm gonna go take care of them real quick. There isn't some other stuff that of Aubrey performing, and there's a scene where you're laying down.
Oh.
And you're laying down and projecting, and that's not an easy task to do.
No, no, that was a very practiced thing. That was definitely something that I worked towards, because I feel like it's really important to be able to do anything as an actor while you're performing as a singer. I think that you shouldn't have to sacrifice one for the other. So I did work really hard to be able to I mean, think about what it's like trying to talk first thing in the morning while you're laying down, and you might speak softer and not be as engaged in your body. It's challenging like that. So.
And there was a scene there, a picture of you as a dead clown.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that play.
Oh, that's so fun. So that's one of my favorite shows. This is from I Pagliacci. These are from Dan Hall took these amazing pictures. It's from the production with Salt Marsh Opera out in Connecticut. And they are just a phenomenal regional company out there. So this opera, spoilers, ends with my husband, running down and kind of chasing me down and then stabbing me and killing me. And then at the end, he had to pick me up, carry me back up the stairs. And then he's kind of just, I'm laid across his lap for the final orchestral note. It's very powerful. It was I felt that it was very well directed and a powerful moment.
Wow. So where does Aubrey get started? Like, how do you get inspired first to get into entertainment?
Oh, I fell in love with music when I was a little girl. Music was kind of my first language because I was really shy and I didn't know how to talk to people. But people loved my voice when I sang, so I felt like I just kind of fit in and had a place to be and a thing I could do. So I started singing first, and then my mom, put me in piano lessons, and then I was taken by a friend to go see Carousel, which is a musical, at the Buell in Denver. And I never looked back. I could not wait to be on stage. I could not wait to tell stories with myself and my voice and with other people. And I was hooked. That was it for me.
And Carousel is like a musical opera or a musical
it's music theater.
Music theater.
It's music theater.
Kind of like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
There's that one song. Think of me. Think of me. Can you do a little? I'll put you on the spot. I like putting people on the spot. I don't like to be put on the spot, but I like people to be put on the spot. And since it's all Christmassy here.
Oh, okay.
Would you
so
like
I should do it for Christmas?
Yeah.
For the sake of Christmas.
For all the audiences here. All the ones, whoever's watching and whoever is to watch forever. This will be forever.
Okay.
No pressure.
No. I'm not. No. Think of me fondly when we said goodbye. Remember me once in a while. Please promise me you'll try. Recall those days, look back on all those times. Think of the things we'll say and do. There will never be a day when I won't think of you.
Wow. Geez. Well, I like Phantom of the Opera. It's a great play. I've only seen a few. I've seen that and Wicked. And probably a few other ones.
That's also a great show.
Yeah. Oh, so are you saying you want to sing something from the So that was the start. And then you went to college and you got a master's degree.
I did. I finished my studies at UCLA. I have a master's in music from UCLA. Got to do some amazing performances with the opera school at UCLA. And then from there, I found myself in Los Angeles with not as many opportunities in the opera field as I would have hoped for. It's more of a national and international career.
Oh, tell us about this.
Oh, this is from Opera Santa Barbara, fabulous company in Santa Barbara. This is The Crucible. And what a fantastic show. Some amazing, talented singers, fantastic director. So The Crucible is, I'm sure everybody knows the story of the Crucible in Salem, the Salem witch trials.
Witches.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually played Ann Putnam in the
Putnam.
Wow. Putnam. That's why I kept getting it confused. I played Ann Putnam, who's a bit of a self-serving villain in that story. I wouldn't say historically, maybe, but in the play she certainly is, and in the opera as well. But it was a really fun role to play.
Interesting. Okay. I keep looking. What is that thing right there on my
It's
arm?
the microphone.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what? I keep looking on the couch behind me. It's a little microphone. It's the Yeti. It just like gets right in there like a ponton or something. All right, good. So, what have been some of the hardships of you getting started in entertainment? And, you're in a little bit of different field.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing film and television now as well. But like, tell us about you, some of the successes and struggles or challenges.
I guess I was kind of getting to that. Not having as many opportunities as I would have liked in Los Angeles and feeling kind of limited. I felt like I wasn't really, like I almost had to have permission to perform, nobody, unless somebody hires me, when can I sing? Unless somebody hires me, I almost felt like I needed somebody to hire and validate me to be a performer, which was my mistake. It was just my way of thinking. And so I ended up getting cast in a commercial of all things, not even operatically, just to do a fun commercial. And I thought, wow, this is really fun. What a unique experience. What a short way to tell a story. And it kind of got me more interested in film. And I realized, that performance, there are so many different types of performance in the world. Why limit yourself to one field, one type? It just makes no sense. As a creative soul, you kind of want to have lots of different ways to apply yourself and collaborate and make things with people. So I started looking more into film and got into some short film with some friends and just had a blast. And I guess the hardship really came from overcoming the idea that I was only meant for a certain thing. I was only
Just
meant for I only could be an opera singer, or I could only be a singer, or because
you spend so much, it takes 100% of your time to do that.
It does, yeah.
But
It's a real skill that takes a lot of dedication. So,
I understand.
Yeah, just like acting though, just like directing, just like every skill that comes with theater, with film. It's a huge collaboration of people with amazing skills.
Tell us about this picture.
This is from the Mikado, and it was just a fun picture. We had to do Harajuku makeup, which is a very specific style. And so they just took a picture of this while we were all working on that. We had these very colorful wigs on and very big, bright makeup. And
so you sing in French, Italian, German,
Spanish, Russian, and Czech on rare occasion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And English, of course, when necessary.
Impressive.
Thank you.
My mom yells at me in Schweizerdeutsch when I was little, and she chases me with wooden spoons and breaks them over my butt because I wasn't fast enough. I was so short I couldn't climb over the wall in the backyard, and my mom would always catch up to me. Oh, Mom. She's probably watching right now, actually, from Albuquerque. Enjoyed listening to your music voice. Oh, my mom!
Hi.
My mom's on. Mom, there's my mom. She's in Albuquerque. I can't even get to see my mom because of COVID-19. Usually, I'm more macho. When I wear. It's my mom though. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to be meeting one of our other guests. Her name is Sadie Katz, and she is a prominent woman in film as well. And just as filmmakers and people, we have to support all our minorities. And not saying that there's any less talent or anything like that, but we really got to lift all of us up. And I've always appreciated the women that I get to work with as I'm directing and producing. There's so many incredible minds, and we need to, embrace our partners here and do everything we can to, make ourselves better by lifting them up. And so we are going to meet Sadie. Let's have her jump on, Angela.
Hey there.
There you are.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Wait,
I'm gonna let my kitty upstage me here.
Yeah,
Delilah.
Who's your cat?
This is Delilah.
Oh, perfect name.
How do you say it in French?
Oh,
Is there that chateau?
Le Chat Noir?
Le
Like a
Chat.
black
Yeah.
cat?
My mom actually knows how to speak that. But Sadie, it's so great to meet you. There's not much you can do when your cat comes in. We gotta introduce the cat.
I gotta acknowledge the cat. Aubrey, you're amazing. Thank you for having me, Jerry, but I'm blown away. I was ready to start crying. I love Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Do you do singing, Sadie, at all?
Oh gosh, I sure wish I did. No, I can't sing at all.
You're one of me.
Yeah, it's embarrassing how bad I am. Everyone's like, stop trying. I do try to rap, and it's even worse than that. So you look like you would sing, Jerry. You look like you'd be in like a metal band or something.
Right on. 80s metal band with Air Supply.
I love Air Supply.
Right? I think
I've seen them in concert twice. I love them.
Wow.
I was like the youngest person.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things that you do well, that you love, that you're very passionate about. For all the people and our friends that I'd like to introduce from my world, tell us about what you do. What do you do? Who's Sadie?
Oh, who am I? That's a good question. I think I would say, like, broadly, I'm an entertainer, but I think everything leads into each other. So I was always an actress, but when I was a little girl, I was interested in writing. So that kind of stays with you. And then I'm obsessed with documentaries. So that led me into doing documentary, and I'm doing another one. And then I don't know. I feel like we're always sort of evolving when we're in entertainment. I'm about to launch a podcast, and I wrote 2 scripts over COVID, which is, exciting. But so I feel like I'm a lot of things. I have a lot of hats on, or I try to.
Tell me a little bit more about the documentary, because that's something that's a little bit more behind the scenes, right?
Well, on this one, there it is, the Bill Murray Experience. On this one, I'm a fan of Morgan Spurlock. So I sort of liked...
Say that again?
Morgan Spurlock.
Oh, okay.
He did like Super Size Me. He had a 30 days, and he would do different things for 30 days. I think it was on HBO. And I realized that there was no like female equivalent of a lighthearted documentary, but fun and actually happening. And then I got very into, I love Bill Murray, and I actually love the idea that he was sort of taking people on like a magical quest, and in their mind, like Bill Murray could pop up anywhere. He was like, Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. So I wanted to do a documentary about trying to have my own Bill Murray experience. I don't know. Have you heard that term, like having a Bill Murray experience?
No.
Is that kind of Groundhog's Day?
No, but I think about when I was working on my documentary, it was definitely going viral that people were having silly experiences with Bill Murray, of him just coming up and stealing a French fry, or him jumping in a taxi cab, and learning that the cab driver plays saxophone. So a lot of people talked about meeting Bill and having a really crazy experience. So I did that as a doc. Right now I'm working on another documentary that's about Santa Claus. And here we go. I've been asking a lot of people, like, what were your parents, like, the first lie they told you? So it's called The First Lie, and it's about, Santa Claus and whether or not we should tell our kids whether he exists or doesn't, and hearing people's wacky stories, and which I would love to hear your guys's. I'm walking around asking everyone about Santa these
Interesting.
days.
Such an interesting.
I'm not sure. We might have a clip on that, or we have a clip.
I have a trailer for the Bill Murray Experience.
Oh, great!
Check it out.
Okay.
Well, if it doesn't show up, one of the things that my mom, so she's from Switzerland, there's a thing called Haichi Bumbaichi that I learned about. It's like the German boogeyman. It wasn't exactly Santa Claus, but that thing, if you didn't eat all your food, it would come. The parents leave it on your windowsill, and then he comes and snatches you by the morning, and now you disappear. That's what I dealt with. Is that I probably would have been better off not knowing about that. Or knowing that was a lie, because I was terrified.
How long did you believe in that?
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, it's terrible. How long?
You know what? My mom's watching.
I was gonna say, did it help Jerry behave? How long did you believe in that? Like, when did you stop putting food on the window?
Actually,
Yeah.
There. Katz means. Oh, my mom's talking about. Talking about Katz means cat in German. Thanks, Mom.
Great, thank you. And Sadie means princess in Hebrew, so I'll take Sadie, princess cat. I'll take it.
Okay. Well, Sadie, where?
Bill Murray's career path is unlike any other actor of his generation. It has taken him from the revolutionary comedy of Saturday Night Live to the sadness of Lost in Translation.
So what the heck is a Bill Murray experience? Well, I don't know. It takes on a different form every time. I had a simple quest to have a Bill Murray experience.
I'm starting to wonder what kind of a good idea this is.
Bill or bust?
I think it's another harebrained idea from Sadie.
I am drinking too much and partying too much, and I'm under the Bill Murray fever like you've never seen before. This should be easy to drive with, right?
Songbirds sing, I love you, wrap the moon.
I want Bill all to myself.
Driftily a feather, though we could not be together someday.
Bill would call me regularly every morning at 3 a.m. and say, please come to my room.
It's like I'm going to prom and I forgot to buy a prom dress. I lost my friends, I lost my boyfriend, I lost my home.
Trying to get a Bill Murray experience is a Bill Murray experience.
Give me Bill Murray!
And I think we could still be friends, 'cause someday I'll fly too. Someday I'll find you again.
And I'm gonna go, I'm gonna hug him and scream. I'm just kidding. I'm not though.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, thanks. I'm like, oh, that was me. I think it was about 4 years ago, running around chasing Bill Murray with balloons. But it was a great experience and a lot of fun. I am not going to be in this documentary about Santa Claus. We'll let him be the star of the show. But
Well, you have a fun, adventurous personality and persona to you. So it's I think maybe there's a way that you can get into that one too. I think it won't hurt fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to chase Santa Claus. I'd be sad.
And we got Gilbert here. Gilbert just took a seat down. You can say hi. There's one of our executive producers.
Oh, hi, Gilbert.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You're gonna have to come out to El Paso, and they do all sorts of casting all the time too. So here's another talent for you.
Oh, I better say that nicer. Hi, Gilbert. How are you?
So Sadie, where are you from?
I'm from Orange County, California.
Okay, you've been there your whole life?
Well, now I'm in Los Angeles. I'm over by Silver Lake. And I was there till I was 23, and then I moved with my 1-year-old son. I had this great idea that I was going to go be an actress. and pursue my dreams. And thank God I was 23, because I'm giving away my age here, but my son is 19 now. So he went through his whole life watching me run around LA, basically pursuing acting, which is insane. I used to bring him to auditions, and then I would get cast, and I would not have a babysitter. So I didn't know what to do, and my son was extremely well behaved. So I would basically say to them that my babysitter canceled last minute and bring my son, and then I would shoot, and he would be so well behaved that they would go, don't get a babysitter, bring him back, which thank God. But now I'm like, what was I even thinking coming to LA, pursuing acting with a small baby as a single mom? So
that's incredible. That's so inspiring.
It's a dumb idea. It was very hard. We moved 19 times. So, now I say a lot of apologies to my son. I'm like, I'm sorry. I got the bug and I had to do it. And now he's an artist too. And so it rubbed off. But he can be miserable for a long time too. You can have at it.
You're working currently with just got finished working with one of my buddies. He's one of your director.
Churchill?
Yeah.
Thomas Churchill? Oh,
Yeah.
I love him. Yeah. Oh, there it is, Amityville Harvest.
And
it just came out this October.
Oh, congratulations.
What was your role now?
I play Christina, and here, I'm getting back in here. I play Christina, and I'm interviewing Kyle Lauder, who plays a vampire in the film, and he's amazing if you're a soap opera fan. See, I'm such a nerd here. So it was very scary and fun to, do the film. I think it's like a classic B horror film, like monster movie, and those are kind of fun to do from a whole other level, because, sure, you're crying and screaming, but you're also like playing to the genre, which is really kind of exciting.
So let's jump back into, you're mentioning some of the challenges that you had to experience being a mom.
Yeah.
Bring. What's your son's name?
Griffin.
Oh, that's a cool name. Is that any relations to anything like nostalgia with movies or anything?
Well, now I'm really nerdy. I used to watch Party of Five when I was a teenager, and a character was named Griffin, and I always loved that name. Oh. I wish I had a better story behind it, but that's
the Griffin's that bird, the hawk bird.
Yeah.
Lion, right?
Yeah.
Lion. What is it? A lion and an eagle?
No.
Something like that. Yeah.
There's a lion and it's a lion and a scary ass bird. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. What? From one leading actress to another leading actress, like, you guys have a little conversation.
Oh, sure. I'm so inspired by you, Sadie. I think that you said that's crazy, but I just think it's incredibly brave and courageous for you to pursue what you love and not see not see being a mother as an obstacle, but more of just another thing that you are. That's incredibly inspiring to me.
Thank you. I'll be totally honest with you. Like, I don't know if I would suggest that now. I think what happened is from like 23 to 30. Listen, you're really inspiring, and you're speaking like you're singing in 10 different languages. So yeah. But I think from 23 to 30 was, I don't know if you did this, but I think you said student films, like you're doing student films and shorts. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot of working for free. People don't know. And at the time when I was doing it, this was like when you stuffed your headshot in an envelope. Mm. Were you in the industry then? Had you switched over?
I hadn't yet. And to tell a secret, opera still does.
They do. Well, theater, you still go in, right?
Cool. So yeah.
I started with theater, and I loved doing musicals in high school, but there was once I got into college, you have to be able to sing and dance well. And so I didn't have a place there, but I sure loved it. I started off like really doing it the old school way with, I'm showing my age so much, but with the Thomas Guide, you would get an audition, you would wait by the phone, or, you had a cell phone, but it was like constantly looking at it. And then the casting director or director would give you like G5, and you'd have to go through this Thomas Guide and find exactly the address. There was no map. I think there was MapQuest actually on the computer, but you'd be driving to the audition, and sometimes you get there and they canceled and they didn't let anyone know, or you would go into a room and there would be 25 blondes who look just like you and they're really behind, and you're just like, why am I doing this? But I'm not a quitter. I wish, sometimes I'm like, what was I thinking? And then when I turned 30, everyone, I don't know, you're so young, Aubrey, I don't know how old you are, but back in the day, like 30, they would, you're done, it's over. And no, like that's the big thing of like, no, actually that's when you start getting juicier parts. And you could take them from all these 20-year-old girls who are fabulous, but like they may not know what sexy is yet or feel comfortable doing that. Oh, well,
great job.
that was me at my first film, Nipples and Palm Trees, which was like a dark romantic comedy. And I guess I was just learning what sexy was. Yeah. So I don't know, Aubrey, did you do it that way? You said short films. Were you in student films?
Yeah, definitely student films, and definitely just, food or meals and credit kind of thing, and helping out friends. And, I actually wouldn't trade it.
Yes.
Oh, now at the time, like you said, you're like, all right, ramen noodles again, go. But it's more, I think it's allowed me to be more versatile from all aspects of it, not just as an actress and as a performer, but I can collaborate more with the entire team. I know more from the technical standpoint. I know more from a writing standpoint, and from even a producing standpoint. It allows me to be more versatile and help, because the success of the entire film or the entire play or the entire opera depends on everybody being able to function at their best. And so if you can be more of a pinch hitter for people and kind of insert yourself where they need a little help, and then just kind of step out and go back into your role, it can be really exciting, because I feel like everything succeeds a little bit more when everybody's more collaborative. So
yeah, I would agree. I mean, I know right now they have, I don't know if I'm jealous or not, but I don't think I am. They have all these, I think how long it took for us to get our reels together, our tapes, for IMDb to actually like put us on their page, and you'd start off at like 90,000. Not that IMDb matters, but it did when you're an early actor. And I think
it's 900,000.
Yeah,
900,000. So you're right. One of the craziest things, though, is now actors are paying to get their reel together. A company will do like 5 scenes, and I always go like, don't take that route. Do it the difficult way, because you need that. You're learning, and you're also learning, like you said. Filmmaking is super collaborative. It's amazing. And slowly it kind of, you learn that you're part of this machine. And if everyone on set does their job, it's kind of a miracle. You show up and it's boom, 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 boom. And going through some student films, I'm trying to think of like UCLA, USC.
Yeah.
They actually have someone on set really teaching the students, and it's a good time for you to be able to feel safe on set. Then when you get your big, you get your shorts, and then you finally get your feature, you've earned it, and you should.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to get started. We're gonna meet another guest, our Sarah French. She's another actress, a leading actress like the two, both of you, and I think she's gonna pop up here. There's Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me, Jerry.
No, you're very welcome. You have Aubrey and you have Sadie here too.
Hi.
Aubrey, your voice is out of this world.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful,
Thank you
beautiful. And Sadie, it's so good to see you again.
I know. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. It has been forever.
No, it has been. It's been crazy.
Maybe 9 months.
Oh my
So
God.
crazy.
When was the last time you guys saw each other? Like, what were you doing?
Was it it was a film festival. It was
for automation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was Boobs and Blood Film Festival or something like that.
Was that the last time? Oh my God.
I think it
Probably.
was. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the beginning of the year, I think.
Yeah, which is, it's so crazy when we think of like, I don't know, January, like, and you can't tell any time. It's like the world shut down. What was it, in March? And yeah, it feels like January was like 17 years ago. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Too long.
Sarah, very, very nice to have you. I got to just learn about you recently through Tyler Gallant
Yes.
and through Marcel, through your movie Blind. You're one of the leads in. And so your name kept popping up, and Angela, Angela Joseph, our producer, was mentioning, here's a great picture. There's all three of you. There you go. We got Tyler there. We got Angela Joseph, that's the producer. She's the head of expansion. And there's our lovely Sarah. So Sarah, tell us for people who are just learning who you are. Tell us where are you at now in your life, and what's inspiring you? It might be different from where you've been in the past, but like right now, like what are you up to? What's got you eager and got you full of bliss and going out there, and like, is it, like Sadie was mentioning documentaries. For me, it's for me, I like just bringing people together, honestly, and inspiring people and stuff. And we're all different. So where are you at?
Right now, I'm just trying to keep a positive mindset. I mean, it's been such a hard year for everyone, and it's been a challenge for a lot of people. So what I try to do is just try to keep as positive as possible and, get through life the best I can. I mean, we got to get through 2020. Once we're through 2020, I think we'll be okay. But it's just, staying positive, keeping in touch with family and friends. And it's been really hard for me personally because I haven't been able to see my mom. I haven't seen her since last October, and
Wow.
it's really hard. But, luckily with the internet and, FaceTime and stuff like that, I'm able to keep up with family and friends and, just try to get through the rest of the year, I guess.
What's interesting about this time, the entire world is sharing this moment. It's not just one country or a town or city. And, we don't get this time back, even though in a sense everything stopped and some things progressed or whatever, but everyone kind of understands that once COVID came into play, everything changed. And, for a period of time, I remember I shut down in a sense like, okay, I'm just gonna work from home and stuff like that. But, as the months and weeks start, weeks and months start going and now getting into a year, we don't get this time back. So it's important that we are supportive of each other, of everyone. We don't have time to be critical and hypercritical and all that. We have to be supportive and inspiring. And everyone's different. Everyone has different things that makes them, gives them eagerness to do, I know we started working out at the parks instead of gym.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everything changes. Everything's changed. I know that during COVID, you recently did a movie, right? You guys,
Yeah, I actually, since July, I've been able to work on 4 feature films.
Wow.
So, and they were strong supporting and lead roles. So I'm very grateful to have been able to work on those, and they were all COVID safe, because that's very important this day and age. I mean, things have changed now, and they will probably change for the next year, if not longer. And we have to be safe, especially if we're not getting the vaccination, who knows till when next year. But today they brought them out, so we're good. So we're on the start,
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've been able to work on 4 feature films this year, and I'm very grateful.
Can you share? I just saw Tyler made a comment. He says you are Sarah positivity, and can you tell us a little bit about your co-star Tyler, and tell us a little bit about Marcel, because Marcel was one of our graphic director, and then Blind.
Well, first of all, I love Marcel and Tyler. They're very dear friends of mine. I've worked with Tyler now on 5 feature films, and we're all very good friends. And you also see the guy with the big beard. That's my boyfriend, Joe Netter, who wrote Blind. And Marcel Walls directed Blind, and Tyler and I are in it.
Wow, what a face.
Right.
He's got a good beard. He just puts me to shame.
It's really funny. Everyone thinks he's always my bodyguard. They're like, there's no way you two are together. And I'm like, yeah, we are. We've actually been together 11 years.
Oh, wow.
And I'll have to tell you the story and how we got together too. It's really fun. But I met Marcel through a mutual friend, Alyssa Dowling. And he was casting for his movie Rootwood, and he sent me the script, and he's like, I think you'd be perfect for this character. Check out the script. Let me know if you like it, etc., etc. And I loved it. I love the script. I love Marcel's vibe. He has a great vibe. He's, like I said, he's a dear friend. He's a Taurus like me, so we're very similar. So I worked with him on Rootwood, and that's where I met Tyler. And since then, I worked with Tyler, like I said, on 4 other films. And he's just a big ball of positivity as well. And that's why we get along so well. We actually work out together too. He trains me, and he kicks my butt, but I also kick his butt too. And he's going to deny that, but I do. But that's what you want. Like, especially living in LA, you want to have that core group of people that you can trust, that you can count on, because it's really hard to find real friends out here. I've been out here for 6 years now. I moved here from Minnesota, and with Joe, and it's really hard to find good, genuine people. So when I met Marcel and Tyler and everyone, it's like we all just instantly clicked. So, and we've all been friends since. And that's
what is that thing? What's that thing that's at the end of the couch?
Oh, that's Pretty Boy.
Oh my God! Every time I see that thing, I creep out. I don't like that. So Sadie, that is that real or not real, or is that a lie? That's freaky.
See the movie. The movie was really good. Are you asking me or Sarah?
No? Well, I was that little clown guy at the end. On the seat. I don't know if you saw that picture, but that was pretty freaky. It's kind of like Santa Claus, right? Is it real? Is it not real?
Oh, yeah. I saw Blind. Sarah does a great job. Good job, Sarah. It's a scary movie, and it's also shot beautifully. So
we might have a clip of either you, Sarah, a performance clip, or maybe something from Blind. If we do, I'll have Angelo throw that up there.
Yeah, I think she actually has a trailer.
Oh, okay. Let's check that out.
Nobody's gonna believe this.
I think someone broke into my house. Film was my life. Some of my favorite childhood memories are tied to the scene. I dreamed of seeing myself on the big screen. And now, I can't see myself at all.
Wow.
Nice. Wow.
That was just part of the trailer. There's like a whole other part of it, but yeah, it's a very kind of 70s throwback slow burn drama with horror elements. And I think when they see the trailer, they think it's straight horror, but it's not. It's more of a drama with horror elements. So just know that when you get into it, it's a slow burn film, which is great. I love slow burn movies. You really get to know the character, and especially all the characters, and especially when it comes to the independent world where it's a low budget film. I mean, this film, it was $25,000 budget when we first started. That's all we had.
Wow.
I think what matters is the final product, and it's
exactly. But you need the money to get started, and
sure.
That's the biggest challenge for any kind of filmmaker out here, trying to make a film. It's trying to find that budget, trying to find people that believe in you. And like I said, this movie was very important to all of us. It actually came, I think Marcel told you when he was on the show, but it came from a dream he had. And he came over to our place, told us about his dream. And 5 weeks to the day he told us his dream, we wrapped production. 5 weeks from concept to script to pre-production to production to wrapping. It was 5 weeks. So we really, it was a labor of love. All of us were friends on the film. We've all either worked together or we had Taco Tuesday together. So it was a very amazing project. And Joe, my boyfriend, he wrote the script. It was a beautiful script. When I first read it, I cried. I instantly felt the Faye character, and I instantly knew what I had to do to bring her to life. I went really deep with this character, and even weeks after wrapping, it was weird. It was like I was severely depressed because in the film, I lose my eyesight. I'm at the height of my career as an actress, and I decide to get laser eye surgery, and something goes wrong, and I wind up blind. So we meet me as my life now as being blind. So it was really a challenge on many levels, but it was one of my favorite roles I've ever played to date, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity.
Wow. You were mentioning something earlier, and I wanted to ask Sadie about this, is about finding your core group of your support.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
You have to. And it's also, not just surrounding yourself with yes people. You need to have those people around you that you can trust, and people that will tell you if something, sucks. Like, that's what I love about Joe. He is not a yes person in any way. He tells me if something I did sucked, and he's like, no, this isn't good, but I want that because that's how I grow. That's how I learn, and that's how I get better. I don't just want people to tell me, oh yeah, you were great. Because how am I supposed to learn from that? How am I supposed to grow?
And Sadie, do you have a group of people that you work with consistently, or what's been your experience and from production to production?
Well, I've worked with Churchill before, but I'm a little bit where I love horror films, but I also want to move around to different genres. So I don't mind working with the same people, but I think there's the trap is you sort of stay in the same how those people see you. So actually that's with Marcel. So that's Blood Feast. We shot it in Germany, and yeah, he's a terrific director.
That's gorgeous.
So,
that's wild. What is,
there
tell
you
us
go.
about this one. This is captivating.
I played Goddess Ishtar, and it's a remake of Blood Feast of the original. It's really done well.
What is it called?
Blood Feast, which is the first gore film. If we didn't have Blood Feast, we wouldn't have Saw. And I think actually one thing about Blind is it's so the same stylized filming that Marcel has. It's really just gorgeous on camera, and he makes his leads look really gorgeous.
Wow.
I mean, as far as sometimes you know, sometimes you do something and the lighting's not great because you're on the fly. He really kind of nails it, and he really does. I do think it's important that you have a core support group. I think of acting as like a small business, so you need people who support that. Like my fiance Miles is a showrunner in unscripted television, so we both kind of know that work has to come first, even when you know you don't want it to, and you have other things, a vacation or family events. Or he almost was going to be gone on Christmas in Philly shooting for Oxygen. So I do think it's really important that the more you have your life taken care of, the more risk you can take. So I think that's a really big thing.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a. There's two different ways you can look at that. You have everything to lose, or you have nothing to lose, and so either can play to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to have the same question to you, Aubrey, as far as your experience, and I guess theater. I mean, do you work a lot with the same? Is it a small community, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think that theater is also a small community, like film is a small community. I think that you tend to work with the same theater again and again, so you'll work with some of the same, stage managers, artistic directors, and general managers, and those kinds of people. But also, if you're lucky, you'll get to work with some of the same performers, some of the same musicians, and that's really incredible. That you do kind of just every project you're on, you build a family, I think.
Tell us about this project here with this. This picture.
This is from the Ford Theater. We did Carmen, and I'm on stage with Dane Suarez, a fabulous tenor. It's a massive theater. The stage was fantastic. We had an incredible chorus and a children's chorus. It was a big stage, so we needed to populate it with a lot of people, a lot of talented people. So, it's really you build these relationships, and you build I think little family units. And the unique thing about every project you're on is in that moment you will very likely never have that exact same unit of people together, and so it's kind of magical. This one project is putting all of these people in the same place at the same time to create something really incredible and magical. And you might be lucky enough to work with the same people again. You might not, but you could do the exact same show in theater again, and have a completely different experience because of the people you're working with. So it's really unique, I think, in that aspect. But again, building your family, I agree 100% with Sadie and Sarah, is so important. You have to, and I can't agree more with you, Sarah, about not having yes people around. It's so easy to just find people who will build you up and not tell you what will make you better. And I think that is really important. You can't. I don't ever want to plateau to a point where I'm not growing it, not just as an actor or producer, but as a person. So, and I think that's something that having a core group of friends, like you were saying, is integral to.
So Sarah, I'd like to. These are some of our friends here too, Jimmy and Ron.
This is my core group here. There's Miles, and there is my wonderful, great friend and publicist Jimmy Starr, and my lovely Ron Russell, who I just adore.
Jimmy and Ron are awesome.
Oh my God. I love them. I mean, I think that's a very big element. Along with, God, I miss theater so much, Aubrey, seeing those pictures. But along with, I studied acting Meisner for over, 15, 20 years. So I think having, actually studying acting as a craft creates a group. That's great. And learning that you have to market it. So having a team for your interviews and really promoting your product. That's what you did. You made a product. It's a piece of art, but it's also
look at those eyes. Sorry. Wow.
Maria Tornberg did that photo. She's
That's
amazing.
a great picture. Sarah, I'd like to jump back into your, what got you started in entertainment? What were your first, what was your first inspirations and how you got, first involved, maybe as a child, and then how that led into your adolescent?
I'll try to do the short version.
Yeah.
Well,
it's COVID, so we got plenty of time.
Right? Oh my God. Basically, it all started with my love of horror films. I watched horror films since I was a kid. My mom, she was very religious. She was a single mom. I grew up in the, middle of Minnesota, very small town, a population of 2,000. It was just me and my sister and my mom. And she was very religious and she was very protective. So she didn't want us watching any kind of horror movies or violence of any kind, which of course is understandable. But when you tell a kid no, they want to do the opposite, right? So I was like, why doesn't she want me watching this? I got to try to figure out how to watch this. So my grandma would babysit us when my mom was working, and she would take us to the local movie store, which was actually in a grocery store because a town that small didn't have its own video store. And yes, I'm dating myself because they were VHS. I grew up in the 80s, so the VHS were awesome. And I miss them. But anyway, in video stores. So she would take us to the local, grocery store. And there was this movie that was in the new release section called Child's Play. And it just came out. And I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I have to watch this. I have to get this. And there is my Chucky doll. Wow. Actually, that's Marcel's Chucky doll. But
he's got his hand on your stomach. He's got good taste.
Yes, he does.
Real quick, Sarah, guess what? I was in a movie with Brad Dourif.
Oh, I am so jealous.
Yes. Some people might not know who Brad Dourif is, but I figure you do. I played opposite him. It was fantastic.
What movie? Jerry, what movie was it?
It's called The Control Group. It is
I think I've heard of that.
Awesome. It's
Wait,
like a 1970s homage to horror films. It was by director and writer Peter Hurd. And we shot that in Minnesota.
Wait a second. I've heard of that. What year did you shoot that in?
It was
Sorry, am I yelling?
over a handful of years ago. It was 6 years ago or something like that, or 7 years ago. We shot in Fergus Falls.
What?
Yeah.
Small freaking world.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that movie.
And I was it's
while I was living there.
It's awesome.
I might have even tried getting on that at some point.
Yeah, you would have been perfect. You would have been perfect. Actually, all three of you would have been perfect. We need to go and shoot The Control Group 3 in Fergus Falls. We actually shot it in a hospital that was an insane asylum that had been decommissioned for many, many years. And so we were there, and there was a lot of things happening.
That's awesome.
But not to detract from everything else. Continue on with Baby Sarah getting inspired and getting to what you do.
So basically, I saw Child's Play and I really wanted it. My sister and we both did. So somehow we talked my grandma into renting it. I don't know if she knew, and she was just like, it's fine. Because, grandmas are cool like that. So she rented it for us without telling my mom, of course, because she would not have liked that. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It scared the living hell out of me. Like, I was scared of my dolls for months after. But you know what? I loved it. It struck a chord with me. And it's like, I was like, I needed more. So whenever my grandma would babysit us, she would bring us to the local video store and basically let us rent whatever we wanted. So at that point, we just rented really cool covers, with all the, back in the day, all the covers were really cool looking in the horror section. So yeah, that's kind of where my love of horror started. And from then on, in my teenage years, I moved to so I came from a town of 2,000. And then I moved to the Twin Cities, the suburbs of Twin Cities. And I went to a school that had a population of 2,000.
Oh, wow.
So that was a huge culture shock for me. And I until I was mid-20s, I was very introverted. Like, I was so shy, painfully shy. Looking back, if I was to look back at myself, I'd be looking at me now like, how the hell am I even doing that right now?
Well, I'd like to say about being shy, because there are a lot of people that are shy that might want to be into film, and what's some encouragement that you can give to them? I mean, what do you do if you're shy, or what? I doesn't look too shy there. That's pretty
I got some pretty fun pictures for sure. You just it's up to you. At some point, you just break out of your shell. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. It just sometimes happens, and it sometimes doesn't happen. You just have to do it. If you're passionate about something, you just have to do it, and you can't let anyone tell you otherwise, because this is your life. This is your path. You have to be in control of it.
That's what Sadie was saying. Also, is so passionate for her that she had to go out there, and even as a single mom, had to take care of her child while she's doing this.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you got to do. But so like I said, so in my teenage years, I went to a school of 2,000 people, and I was like shell shocked. But luckily I was able to find a group of friends that was as weird as I was, and that loved horror as much as I did. And we eventually started making our own short horror films. Me and my girlfriends, one of my girlfriends had I'm aging myself again, a VHS camcorder that you held on the top of your shoulder.
That's so cool.
I want to bring something up. Both you and Sadie have been saying about you're going to age yourself about talking about, but is it a stigma that really is there for you or not, or for other actresses like?
I think for some it is, but I just say it just for fun.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it was a long time ago.
Sure, yeah, and I'm in the same boat. I'm probably older than all of you guys put together, honest to God, because I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire.
Well, the funny thing is, most people think I'm in my 20s, but I'm not. So, luckily, my mom has, a fountain of youth. She's in her 60s, and she looks like she's in her 40s. Like, it's crazy. So, thank you, Mom, for the genes.
Okay. And where's your mom? You said Sadie. Was it your mom that you haven't got to see?
No, that's Aubrey. No, that's Sarah's. That's Sarah's.
Oh wait, you haven't seen your mom. I haven't seen my mom. You haven't seen your mom.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen your mom.
No.
Because of COVID, it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's
tough.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a challenge, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting back to, we would make short films together, and most of them were all horror because that was my love. And my friends kind of just went along with it. I think they were probably just like, oh, this is fun. But I was always the one steamrolling it. Like, I didn't know anything about writing scripts or costuming or none of that. But I would come up with the ideas and stuff. And anyway, we just had a good time. While other kids are out doing, drugs and getting crazy, we were making short films, and it was a lot of fun. If I was to look at them now, I'd probably be like, oh my God, these are god awful. But you know what? We were being creative. We were having fun, and that's what life is about. So from when I graduated high school, I started going to college for criminal justice.
Wow.
Actually, not a lot of people know that about me. Because you're pressured when you're in high school, like what college you have to go to. You're a loser if you don't go to college. And, all this stuff is going through your, head, and you're like, fuck, sorry, I don't know if we can swear.
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, God, I have to pick something. What do I like? What do I want to do? And I've always been interested in the criminal mind and what makes them tick and all that. And so I was like, okay, I'll go to school for criminal justice. Years debt down the road. So I started going to school for criminal justice. And while I was going to school for that, I took some theater classes. And that is really where I found my love for acting, I think, looking back. I mean, I haven't done any theater since, but I was able to take some theater classes in college, and I was able to perform live in front of an audience. And it was just, it's such an exhilarating feeling, but it's also terrifying. But it just makes you, I don't know, it strikes a chord in you. You're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this. So I was able to do that. And so at that point, I really broke out of my shell. I was starting to feel more confident about myself. It really helped me in life with confidence and feeling, good about myself. And I wanted to do more. So I was at a concert, and this is kind of changing shifts. I was at a concert. I'm a metal girl. So I was at a local metal show, and a photographer came up to me, and he's like, oh, I love your look. We should shoot sometime. Because I had like this gothic alternative look, black hair, all that, which is pretty funny looking back. He gave me his card, and he's like, think about it. Give me a call. And I was like, who is this weirdo? I never thought of myself that way. I was like, no way. Who is this guy? I'd say a few weeks go by, a month go by, and I find his card in my purse. And I was like, like this might be fun. Again, I was starting to break out of my shell, and I was like, why not? Why not give this a try? But screw it, why not? And so I brought my sister with me because I didn't know him, and he could have been some creep weirdo because there's a lot of them out there. You have to be very, very careful for anyone who wants to get into acting, modeling. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of creepers out there. So you have to do your research and be very careful with who you work with. So I set up a shoot, and I loved it. We shot basically the whole day, and I fell in love with modeling. I had such a blast, and I was like, I need more. So a few months go by, set up a bunch of modeling shoots. I would model for bands, like their T-shirts, and I just did a lot of modeling. I did a lot of fine art modeling as well. I'm very comfortable with myself. So at the time, I was like, that's fine. A body's beautiful. Why not show it off? So I just did a lot of modeling, and I was on MySpace. Yes, MySpace.
I know that one.
You're right. So I was scrolling on MySpace, and I saw this casting for a short horror film being shot in St. Paul, and I clicked on it, and it was this short horror film called Pajama Party Massacre, and I was like, oh my God, my dreams have come true. I gotta get this. I mean, again, I didn't know anybody in the entertainment industry. I didn't know how any of it worked. I didn't even know what an audition was, nothing. But I saw this, and I saw the title of the movie, and I was like, this looks amazing. I have to be a part of this. So I wrote them, and they're like, oh, we got to meet. Let's meet up at this coffee joint. So I met the filmmakers at this coffee place. We talked. We were there for a good 3 hours, and they're like, you are our Jennifer. And they hired me right on the spot. No audition, no nothing. They loved how enthusiastic I was and how friendly I was. And they cast me right on the spot. So that's kind of where it all started.
Nice. All right.
That was like the shorter version. There was so much more.
Well, that's that. You can write a whole novel on all that.
You have no idea.
A transcriber there. Sadie, I was curious because you're both of you have been in horror films. Is there something from your childhood? Like, what was your childhood horror film that you remember that scared the heck out of you?
I actually really loved like the series Tales from the Dark Side, all those like mini Tales from the Crypt.
Creep Show?
Yeah, Creep Show. So I really did love that. And I also love the fact that the actresses on the show or anyone had to do such extreme levels of acting. So that's kind of exciting. You know, they talk about life and death circumstances when you make your acting choice. And I was really into theater too, but those were things like I would try to cry in the mirror, or, you know, I would crawl along the floor and pretend that I was in a movie. And I did a lot of theater. So those movies were inspiring. Same thing as Sarah at the little video store. You would go, and it was a really cool experience of picking out a movie that I miss.
I know, me too.
What's this? Who's in this one? I don't know. Who's this?
I am.
You're in the Wrong Turn 6?
Well, it's a franchise. I shot it in Bulgaria. It was a very big deal. I'm really lucky because I've got to travel a lot for films. That's like my favorite thing. It's been a super gift. And I play an incestuous cannibal who wants to eat and have sex with my brother. As happens.
Bulgaria. Well,
yeah.
I don't. The sex with your brother. I don't know about, but the Bulgaria part. Tell us about Bulgaria.
Oh my God. It was, you know what? It was like this magical experience. UFO Films shoots for, at the time they would do release through 20th Century Fox. It was a pretty big budget film. It's like 100 crew members, all Bulgarian. And it was also the first time I ever saw it go from winter to spring, which I've never been, where I watch the snow stop and then the flowers bloom. That was amazing. And I think just getting to I worked with Roxanne Palette, who's like a big deal in London. She's amazing. And Anthony Eilert. I worked with all these. So there was a bunch of British people in the cast, and then myself and another actress, Aquila Zoll. And the thing that was really cool that I love is the crew didn't speak English. Even my director, similarly to when I first worked with Marcel, his English was a little bit different than now. It's completely fluent. But there's something about working and living for a month with people from another country. And also you're really into just paying attention, being in your zone, and communicating a lot by emotions and words, and less about words and more about emotion, actually. So I just loved it. I cried so much. I cried after every time I end a film, I cry. But it's really amazing when you do it out of that. When I shot in Italy, and that was a crazy experience. So, and I cried at the end.
Wow. You know, Sarah, one of the scariest movies that I remember from my childhood, I think, was Children of the Corn, like the first one. Did you ever see that one?
Yes. I mean, like I said, well, I didn't say this, but part of my childhood, I grew up on a farm.
Oh God!
So I can totally relate to that.
Nope.
Corn was the corn. In the corn all the time, and get lost.
But after the movie, you stopped playing the corn, right?
Oh yeah, there's no way I would
That's
not go.
Terrifying. Like, I remember Malachi or whatever. I think it's Malachi.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! That's
so creepy.
Did you ever see a movie? What about you? Have a scary movie?
It's silly, but my parents liked to watch the old Frankenstein movies, and like so we had the Frankenstein and the Wolfman on, and my sisters, I have two sisters, and I were sitting and watching it, and my dad was working on some project or other, and he said we were all sitting there watching it, and when he turned around, Wolfman had come on screen, and the three of us had run out of the room because we couldn't take it. So that's what I remember from. It's so cold here, guys, that we're trying to like huddle together.
Oh.
So Frankenstein. This is Scooter. He was at the beginning of the episode. We adopted Scooter. We got Gilbert over here too. But tell us about a scary movie. What would scare this guy as a kid? What was a scary movie?
The Exorcist, man.
Oh, yeah.
The Omen. The Exorcist and The Omen.
Right.
Actually, my kid loves those movies.
Really?
Yeah. I introduced them to Child's Play. One of them girls.
Nice. Yes.
They mentioned Child's Play, and I showed that to my kids, and they love that. My son even bought the deluxe edition of all the from part 1 to what is it? What's it up to now? 5?
I don't know.
Chucky's.
No, it's probably more because Brad Dourif, his daughter, is in the episodes too, or the series. So Scooter has a show on Netflix, and it's say a little bit about your show. This is off the topic, but yeah, we like to introduce everyone and give everyone their moments.
Since I'm into cars all my life, I've always been into cars. This is kind of like Monkey Garage. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. The guys from Dallas, but this show is gonna be called Tex-Mex Muscle. And we're supposed to start mid-January. Mid-January we're supposed to start, and the show starts. Me and my co-host, his name is Andy Stapp, and I was telling these two guys that he was on overhauling for 2 years with Chip Foose. I'm pretty sure y'all know who he is.
Never heard of that. What is it? Chip Foose?
Chip Foose. Yeah.
You eat that or what? I don't know.
What is it? But anyways. Since we live in a border town, I find the cars like in Juarez, which is across the border from El Paso, and then we bring them over, and then they get restored, and then they get sold. And there's some drama, a lot of comedy.
This guy, we get to meet this guy.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Is it unscripted or is it scripted?
A little bit of both. In English too.
Yeah. Oh, great. What network is it?
Wow.
I'm watching it.
It's going to be a Netflix show.
Yeah, Netflix.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Great.
Congratulations.
It's Netflix and Mac Pictures.
Oh, great.
Cool.
So, we'll see.
Cool. Well, thank you. You can hang out here for a
Can I
little
hang
bit.
out here?
Hang on.
We're just about finished with our with tonight's our evening's episode and all that, and I wanted to thank everyone and Gilbert and everyone that's here. I think that's his hand. His little hand coming in there. But
sitting down on the floor over there.
He's trying to stay more.
I would like for all us to stay in touch, and and I don't know if there's ever anything that I can do with RokitPig or our team or anything to be supportive of you guys. You just shoot us let us know, and we'll come in. And there's a heater here.
We're warming ourselves.
And we have a whole bunch of people with our team that will come and enjoy watching what other projects you have coming up.
Cool. And we should all do a theater piece together.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Or if you guys have a request that she can sing another little line, a little song or something. What's something else that you can do before?
I can't think of anything. I'm on the spot.
Wait, what about a Christmas song? Since it's kind of Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Will everybody sing too?
Yeah.
We want to hear you. We want to hear you though.
We'll turn it off, and then we'll be like the backup. Backup vocals. Come on.
Have yourself a Jerry Little Christmas.
A Jerry Little Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How about Scooter Bell?
Got a lot of requests going on here in the studio.
Yeah, let's hear you do something Christmassy. What's something that you know?
Have yourself a Merry Little Christmas is great. Jerry Little Christmas.
I'll be home for Christmas. What's another one? What's like what's a Christmas song that you guys like?
Baby. Santa Baby. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Or Silent Night.
We're working on.
You guys figure that out. I'm gonna play a trailer for us for Amityville Harvest.
Oh yes, please.
All right.
Is that in English?
I miss you a lot. I'm so lost without you.
Hey, I'm locked in.
Stay with me.
This This is Christine Weingarten. I'm pleased to present our gentleman here. If you'd like to state your name for the camera.
My name is Vincent Miller. I'm opening my doors to you all to film here, and I'm here to document my family's history, their involvement in the Civil War.
In this house,
I can't explain this. I hear you great. Nothing from him.
evil is everywhere.
The last place Lana was actually seen was a funeral parlor.
Trapped.
Ask me to take your pain. I will give you a world without suffering.
Hungry.
There is definitely something weird here. And we're gonna find it.
When darkness gets in.
Come, my precious.
No one.
Grab your phone. Let's get the hell out of here. Now.
Gets out alive. Sadie Katz. Paul Logan.
I only wanted to tell my story.
The Amityville Harvest.
Wow.
That's cool. Wow.
Oh my God.
Good job.
Great job.
Good job. And Joe Castro was involved with that too,
Oh
right?
yeah, I think Sarah's worked a lot with him too. He's
great.
phenomenal. He really is.
Oh, he is a hoot. He is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all love Joe. Joe Castro's amazing. I almost forgot though. I'm supposed to show a little clip from my movie. This is the first. This is the first unofficial clip of Obscura. So no one's seen it. I mean, literally, maybe the editor, the sound, and I think Angelo.
Yeah, we have to thank our editor.
Yeah, so Corey Wallace put some music together for us. Grant James, one of our directors, and he as editor. So it's a small little clip. It's just to give you a little taste. But we are going to show Obscura. All right, are you?
Let's blow this thing.
Oh,
Great job, guys.
Tension.
I know this
Monster.
is crazy.
It looks amazing.
What's going to happen? This Obscura. I don't know. So anyway, that was just a smaller clip. We didn't want to really share more than that, but it's coming together really nicely. And that was so Aubrey's the lead in the franchise of Obscura in that world.
You look great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
There was a heavy dialogue scene right there, right?
Yeah.
It's like so much.
I had trouble keeping it all in there, but
Yeah, Obscura is like Predator and Aliens, but in the desert. It's about a special CIA team that is out there on a training mission with explosives and some new weapons. And there's a outlaw biker gang that ends up coming out in the middle of nowhere in the desert in the government restricted lands, and they're looking for a missing prospect who was supposed to do an initiation by gathering a jacket, and he disappears. So they're looking for him where they're not supposed to be, and then everything goes wrong. Everything goes right for the audience. So anyway, that's great. So, well, cool. Anyway, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much, Sadie. I had a great time here. We're going to be doing lots of stuff anytime that people reach out and stuff and they need other actresses. At least I got a chance to showcase the three of you women. Again, I encourage everyone to support these three ladies as they excel in their careers. And we always look back to help everyone up, and the right people fall into our lives, and we get to carry on in parallel together. the best way I can put it. So anyway, from Star Central Studios here in El Paso, and another episode of Satellites. Check out the song too from David. David's one. We have a music library of David's, and we get to put in a whole bunch of stuff. Helium 3 is the music side of the label of RokitPig. So with that, everything we're doing with film and everything, we're doing that with talent, with music, with Zach Touchon and Katerina Touchon as well. So anyway, more on that later. For now, you guys take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice seeing you. Bye.
You give me purpose in life. Chase away the loneliness of my nights. Take away the helplessness that I feel. You pour your merciful waters on my head. You set me free, yeah, yeah. You set me